Have you ever loved someone with all your heart, trusted them with your soul, only for them to stab you in the back without warning? The conversations you had, the secrets you shared, those simple yet priceless moments spent together, all of it suddenly turns to ashes, crumbling right before your eyes. Betrayal isn't just a mistake. It's an emotional earthquake, one that shakes your inner world, tightens your chest and makes you doubt even yourself. You valued them deeply, but they never truly saw your worth. It feels like you loved sincerely, but they only used you. And the worst part? That betrayal makes you feel weak, like it's your fault. But stop right there. This is where Stoic philosophy awakens you and reminds you. Every event in life is not meant to destroy you, but to awaken and strengthen you. Yes, whatever is taken from you can return as strength if you learn to think right. In this video, we'll show you how to deal with betrayal like a Stoic, without rage, but with resilience, without resentment, but with awareness. If you too want to overcome emotional pain with calm and inner strength, this video is for you. By liking the video, you help this message reach others who need it. And subscribe to the Stoic Master channel, where we reveal the secrets of inner peace and unshakable character. Keep watching, because now is not the time to break. Now's the time to rise. Betrayal. This word doesn't just describe an action, it captures the collapse of a feeling, the shattering of trust. Inside, questions echo endlessly. How could they do this? Why me? What did I ever do to deserve this? But those questions get lost in a storm of anger, heartbreak, and shame. Your first reaction might be explosive, yelling, insulting, lashing out, or the complete opposite, going silent and turning the pain inward, hating yourself. But right in that moment, Stoic philosophy offers you a lifeline. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It's not the thing itself that harms you, but your interpretation of it." That's a profound truth. It gives you freedom, because you may not be able to change what's been done to you, but you can change what it means to you. And no, it's not easy. But it's the beginning of taking control of your emotions, instead of being a slave to them. Remember, emotions come and go. They're like guests. You can open the door to them, but whether they stay is up to you. For a Stoic, reacting doesn't mean losing control. It means choosing not to. Because every reaction is a display of power, either the power of weakness or the power of self-control. Patience doesn't mean suppressing emotions. Patience means looking your emotions in the eye and leading them. So the next time a situation shakes you, 1. Take 3 deep breaths. 2. Ask yourself, does my reaction reflect my strength or my weakness? 3. Then respond, or don't respond at all. When you choose silence, you don't lose, you protect your power. Because there will always be things in life you can't control. Someone's betrayal, someone's change, someone's mask falling off. But one thing will always be in your hands: your inner stillness, your response, your right to choose who you are. This is the first step. Be silent, not because you're weak, but because you're conscious. Be quiet, not out of fear, but out of self-knowledge. Think about this moment. That silence may become the most powerful turning point of your life. Betrayal. It's not just a word. It's the sudden disappearance of the words, "I'll always be here for you." It's the quiet retreat of someone who once smiled into your eyes, walking away without a word. Yes, betrayal doesn't strike the surface, it hits the heart. And your first instinctive response is often this: I didn't deserve this. Then come the flood of questions. Why? How? Where did I go wrong? But most of these questions suffocate you from within because the answers aren't outside. They're buried deep inside your own thoughts. At this moment, Epictetus's wisdom becomes a light in your darkness. It's not what happens to you that breaks you. It's how you interpret it within yourself. This idea is an awakening. Because yes, there will be people in this world who betray you, people who deceive you, people who take advantage of your pure heart. But losing yourself after they leave, that's the second betrayal. And this time, you do it to yourself. Remember this, sometimes when a person walks out of your life, it's actually God protecting you. You didn't see it yet, but that connection was draining your energy. You were emotionally attached to someone who never truly belonged in your life. Betrayal reveals true faces. The masks fall off. The hypocrisy vanishes. Reality comes into focus. It hurts, yes, but the truth is rarely sweet. Sometimes freedom begins where you feel the most broken. You think you've shattered, but in truth, you've met reality for the first time. You're no longer lost in someone else's illusion. You're not hiding behind lies. You're grounding yourself in truth. You will rise from this pain. You've already learned one thing: not everyone is like you. There will be those who don't think like you, who don't value like you do. That's not your problem, it's proof of your growth. Maybe this lesson made you cry, but it also opened your eyes. So ask yourself this final question. Did what I went through break me or awaken me? And soon the answer will become clear. You weren't broken. You were opened. You woke up. But after betrayal, one of the most toxic feelings that settles in the heart is resentment and the thirst for revenge. These emotions become invisible, chains forcing you to relive the pain over and over again. And ask yourself, what do you gain by holding on to that grudge? Are you setting yourself free? Or are you letting someone else's mistake destroy your inner peace? Stoic philosophy teaches this. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's a power move. To the Stoics, forgiveness is not a gift you give to others to make them happy. It's a gift you give to yourself to set your soul free. Because holding a grudge is like drinking poison every day. Living with resentment is like pressing down on an old wound again and again. It doesn't heal you. It drains you. It weakens your spirit. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is replacing that poison with peace. It's stepping out of the shadows of the past and walking into the light of your future. Forgiveness is not pretending nothing happened. It's not denying your feelings or lying to yourself. Forgiveness means accepting what happened, but refusing to let it imprison you any longer. You're letting go. You're saying, I've changed the way I feel about you because my inner peace matters more. I'm no longer tied to you. That is the peak of strength. Because forgiveness isn't surrender, it's your personal victory. And never forget, forgiveness gives you a new life. One not burned by old pain, anger, or hatred, but one filled with calm, clarity, and strength. You no longer live in the shadow of the past. You now live in the light of your own becoming. Forgiveness is a form of cleansing, a way to breathe lighter and rediscover your spirit. But holding a grudge keeps you imprisoned. You don't even realize it. But the longer you hold on to that bitterness, the more you become its victim. Instead of setting yourself free, you chain yourself to the pain. Forgiveness is not lying to yourself. Forgiveness is recognizing your own worth. Ask yourself, what does my soul really crave? To be poisoned by hate or to breathe freely through forgiveness? The answer is clear. You deserve freedom. Because it's your greatest right. To forgive is to love yourself, to respect yourself, to rebuild your life. I understand this path is not easy. But remember this, the deepest peace comes after the hardest battle. And with every act of forgiveness, the weight on your shoulders lifts. And you walk forward not just stronger, but wiser. Yes, when we face betrayal, a fire ignites within us. And that fire silently whispers, if they treated me like that, I'll respond the same way. Sometimes you feel that standing tall isn't enough. Maybe you should stoop to their level, as if the only way to restore justice is through revenge. But right at that moment, Seneca steps in and reminds you, your character is shaped by how you respond to what happens to you. In other words, injustice cannot steal your dignity unless you hand it over yourself. Your response to those who try to bring you down reveals who you truly are. If you act just like them, you shrink to their size. But if you stay loyal to your values, those who tried to crush you will be diminished by your greatness. Character is like a lantern that doesn't lose its light in the storm. Stoics don't define character by good intentions alone. Character is refusing to abandon your principles in the hardest moments. If someone humiliates you and you respond by doing the same, what's the difference between you and them? Integrity is not about being kind only to kind people. True strength is treating even those who hurt you with dignity, not weakness, but self-mastery in its purest form. Justice should not come at the cost of losing yourself. Sometimes justice is hidden in silence. Your calmness in the face of someone else's chaos, that is justice. If someone tramples on your values, that is not an excuse to abandon your own. Your worth is not measured by how others act, but by how steadily you hold to your principles. Ask yourself, why should I change my humanity because of someone else's mistake? They changed, so why should I stoop to their level? Maybe my values are exactly what make me strong in these moments. Never forget, the one who hurt you should not have the power to change who you are. Your light is not so weak that it fears someone else's darkness. Yes, betrayal can knock you down, but falling down doesn't always mean defeat. Because sometimes it's only when you're on the ground that you remember to look up. The people you lose become the storms that return you to yourself. And in those storms, you may shatter first, but then you rise anew. To the Stoic, life isn't about staying stable. It's a training ground full of change. Every hardship you face is part of a script, written to push you toward your highest potential. Every event is either a victory or a lesson. That simple truth is a Stoic's life motto. And betrayal, though the hardest of lessons, is also one of the deepest teachers. It teaches you who has a voice but no soul, who smiles at your face but disrespects you in their heart, who never truly loved you but only used you. Knowing this teaches you what not to forgive, who not to trust, and most importantly, how to protect yourself. Yes, this experience hurt, but it also transformed you into someone sharper, more perceptive and inwardly stronger. Now you see things more calmly, more deeply. A thought arises within you. I used to believe their sweet words. Why don't I anymore? Because you've awakened. And that awareness, it's now your shield. You've learned to make decisions based on your values, not your emotions. Not be overly thrilled by compliments, nor broken by criticism. Read people faster, not by their words, but by their energy. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. It doesn't kill the childlike purity within you, it guides it with newfound maturity. Ask yourself, has this pain changed me? Yes, but this change is not negative. You're not harsher, you're clearer. You're not overly emotional, you're more attentive. You're not fearful, you're cautious. This is a new stage of life, and you didn't reach it easily. You got here through pain, silence, and inner struggle, but in the end, you emerged victorious. Now you've turned the pain into power. Now you've learned to manage the storm inside you. With stillness, you realized the one who betrayed you won't change, but you've changed through experience. And this change didn't make you lose yourself, it brought you closer to who you really are. Yes, most people either collapse or burn with anger after betrayal. But for the Stoic, there is a third path. Unshakable calm. This calm is not numbness. It is feeling the emotional storm, yet not losing yourself to it. It is standing tall while others fall apart. It is protecting your being from those who try to erase it. Stoicism doesn't teach you to become cold and lifeless. It teaches you to become strong within and graceful on the outside. That position is not weakness, it's the highest form of strength. To maintain your dignity, your words, your behavior in front of someone who betrayed you, that's not just decency, that's deep self-respect. Screaming is easy, insulting is even easier. But rising above while holding your ground, that takes not just mind, but the power of your soul. Inner strength is not for showing off. It's the ability to keep walking your path without being changed by someone else's behavior. This quiet resilience is not reacting to every word or wound, but still feeling everything, while remaining true to yourself. And this is what makes you different. They tried to break you, but you became stronger. They tried to make you lose yourself, but instead, you discovered yourself more deeply. Did betrayal weaken you? No, it awakened you. Yes, betrayal hurts. You trusted. You opened up. You shared your secrets, and you were hurt in return. This blow may have stopped you for a moment, maybe made you cry, made you doubt. But this is not your end. It's your beginning. The Stoics teach us. It's not the event that shapes you, but your response to it. And you've already responded. Not with rage, but with silent strength. Not with revenge, but with wisdom. Not by falling apart, but by growing whole. Yes, betrayal cracks you, but cracks are where the light breaks through. And you haven't lost that light, because within you there is a lantern, a guiding light tied to your values, your stillness, your wisdom. And no betrayal can extinguish that flame. You are greater than what you've been through, because now you understand pain without having to explain it. You know when to walk away without needing to blame, and you rise to the top without ever having to stoop low. Betrayal may have been the worst thing someone did to you, but you've made it the best thing you've done for yourself. You woke up. Now you see more clearly. You speak less, but understand more. You're close to fewer people, but at peace with yourself. And you are not alone on this path, because Stoic Master is here to remind you of your inner strength again and again. If even one sentence from this video made you reflect, subscribe to the channel and like the video. The strength you need is already inside you. We're just here to help you awaken it.